Celebrations had already begun with the announcement of the agreement itself. More hostages freed at this given to be freed from another side. Remember, these hostage swaps are taking place in different sites across the border. Red Cross is currently en route. Israeli special forces are also to escort these freed hostages. Pranay Upadhyay joins me from the newsroom at this given point. Pranay, very good afternoon to you. It's a big day, Pranay. It's a historic day. We've been looking at negotiations being brokered by several global leaders. But you know, I was just speaking to another journalist from Tel Aviv. He has to say Donald Trump is the man of the hour. That is how much the perception has changed just in the last week with this agreement finally not just being negotiated, but the hostages finally being freed. And we are seeing that live at this given point as we speak.
Absolutely, Shreya, no doubt about it that in fact this is a big and a historic moment, and US President Donald Trump himself made it sure that he remains there when the hostages get really they get released by the Hamas from the Hamas captivity. It's been 738 days that many of these individuals, those who are getting freed from the Hamas captivity today, they have been waiting for this day. People at the hostage square, you have seen the visuals of the hostage square. Since last night, people have been waiting there. They were waiting for the dawn. They were waiting for this very moment, that when they will be able to meet their loved ones, friends and families, and especially even those who got released during the previous ceasefire of January 2025. They were also there, and definitely a moment of jubilation is there in Tel Aviv, and that's why US President Donald Trump is not only he is visiting Tel Aviv, but he would also be addressing the Knesset, the Parliament of Israel, and that address will also be very important. But if you see the optics of it, what is happening right now, that Hamas is also in a way showing its strength there. You know, the Al-Qasim brigade of Hamas and its fighters with weapons are still there on Gaza. They are actually releasing these these Israeli hostages, and that visual moment will be captured by the Hamas fighters and their cameras. And unlike the previous ceasefire deal, this time there's no mementos or the goodie bags being given right now. This is what we have been given to understand, but we still have to wait that how this release ceremony takes place, because Hamas also wanted to make a show of a point, and that's why they are organizing an event there with large number of crowd is expected to gather on Gaza, and especially in the Khan Yunis area. And on the other side, as you rightly pointed it out, that at various points this release is taking place. These hostages will be freed from different locations. As per the first batch, around 9 individuals will be released. 4 of them are critically injured. This is what we have been told by our sources. So definitely special arrangements have been done. You can see the visuals of US President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu riding in the same car. Definitely, this is very important politically as well, because Bezalel, Smotrich, or Ben-Gvir, or people like the hardliner faction of the Israeli government, they are still quite they are apprehensive about the longevity of this peace deal, this ceasefire, and that's why US President Donald Trump decided to travel to Tel Aviv, not only in terms of expressing the US solidarity with the Israel, but the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as well, but also the very presence of US President Donald Trump at this occasion actually cements or actually strengthens the possibility or the longevity of this peace deal to survive further, because we have seen in January 2025 that ceasefire was agreed. It lasted for 42 days, but again, since Hamas did not release all the hostages, and that's why Israeli forces went back to the operation. So clearly, this time, the very presence of President Donald Trump on this occasion clearly cements the possibility of longevity of this Gaza peace plan. And also, he want to take forward this entire Gaza peace process for a longer solution in the West Asia region. And that's why, many world leaders are also expected to attend the Sharm el-Sheikh summit, because from Tel Aviv, President Donald Trump is expected to travel to Sharm el-Sheikh of Egypt, and there the world leaders will be there. However, Hamas won't be represented there. Likewise, Israel Iran has also said that they have declined the invitation because they do not want to share the dais or share the place with those who have carried out these operations against the people of Palestine, and that's why they do not want to attend. However, many other world leaders, like the leaders from Turkey, from Qatar, leaders from Egypt is hosting
Pranay, if we keep discussing about the optics, there are several, and at this given point, almost never-ending at this point as we see developments taking place. I'll come back to you and we will continue with the discussion, but right now, viewers, I'll just quickly take you back to what Donald Trump had to say today about both the hostages and the peace summit that's to take place. Let's quickly listen into what he had to say.
They have the hostages. I understand all 20, and we may get them out a little bit early. Getting them was amazing, actually, because we were involved, and they were in places that you don't want to know about. I don't know about the Riviera for a while, because you take a look at what you have. You have to get people taken care of first, but it's going to start really essentially immediately. I mean, they're going to have to start by removing a lot of the structures that you see that are down to the ground. I mean, it's blasted. This is like a demolition site. Almost the entire site is. So you have to get rid of what you have there. You have structures that are very dangerous. They're falling down. If they haven't fallen, they're going to fall down of their own volition. So that process, Peter, is going to start pretty much immediately in that way.
Like a year from now, in your view?
Well, a year, that's very quick. But over the years, it'll look very good. It'll be, it's got the first chance it's had in centuries of being peaceful. So this is going to be a very special time. And I guess if you read your own papers and your own networks, everybody's very excited about this moment in time. So I'll see you on the plane. I think you're traveling with us, but this is a very special event. They had 500,000 people yesterday and today in Israel, and also the Muslim and Arab countries are all cheering. Everybody's cheering at one time. That's never happened before. Usually if you have one cheering, the other isn't. The other is the opposite. This is the first time everybody is amazed and they're thrilled, and it's an honor to be involved, and we're going to have an amazing time, and it's going to be something that's never happened before.